Hello, I'm MBXSoyCat and welcome back to the video. So let's talk about something I realised recently to do with the future of Minecraft. Specifically, it's to do with the future of Minecraft console minigames, because I've been realising that they're making these a more and more significant part of the game in a way that I think is kind of cool. Because again, most people look at them and say, oh, these are fun minigames, but they're becoming more and more integral, and I think it's worth knowing about, so you can know about when new minigames are coming and what this means for the future of Minecraft, and that's what I'll be explaining with today's video, with some evidence to back it up too. So hopefully you will enjoy it, like you can do, because it helps out the channel a lot, and lets know you do like this sort of video. But with that said, let's get straight into it, shall we? And let's start by talking about the very first reason I think it's clear that there will be more minigames, and that's the fact that we've already seen 3 within less than a year, I think. It's been 9 months since Battle released last June, and we now have 3 separate minigames, all very different, all very big, and 2 of which have DLC. Like, we have 3, again, big, different minigames, and this is kind of a big deal in my opinion, because it means that they clearly, not only care about their existing minigames, but they care about making even more of them. And although you might think in response to that, like, well, they want to make more minigames, but don't they have all these features to be working on? As far as I can tell, the minigame team is separated from the rest of the features team, which is, although, the programmers will often work on it too, they actually have their entire own set of minigame people, including, this is something that's kind of brand new, there's a new employee at 4J called 4J Scott. I imagine there's more of them, but this is one I found. He's called 4J Scott, and his official title is Level Designer at 4J Studios. That's right, they have now hired people, especially just to make these levels for these minigames, which 1, I think must be one of the coolest jobs ever, right? But 2, it means that they really are taking these minigames seriously, and there's always someone working on some level for some minigame. And the other part of this, that again will make it very clear that they're going to be working more stuff for a very long time to come, is the fact that every single year they're releasing something called a season pass. Again, a season's like a year, that's what it means in like TV seasons, I imagine. So last year we had the Battle Season Pass, which got you every map besides the map packs, but don't ask me why that's the case, but yeah, it got you every map in the Battle map pack season, which was roughly a year, and then this year they're going to release the Glide Season Pass, presumably a year after the first one, and it looks like every year you can pay the $7.99 whatever to get all of the DLC from that year, which again makes me think that, well, if they want to have a consistent source of revenue, it's like a subscription service, but you pay for it in individual bits. If they want to have a consistent source of revenue, then they're probably going to keep releasing a new minigame each year. If the last, minigame season pass sold 1 million copies, you're going to want to sell another one this year, and that's, I think the 2 big reasons why, the 3 big reasons I should say, why you can look at this and say, well, there's probably going to be new minigames, but I think they're going to be taking it even more seriously than this, because bear in mind, as well as the fact that, oh yeah, well, it's hugely profitable for them, and also they have people dedicated to doing it, and also it's like a, a really important thing like that, you've got to bear in mind, this is something that players themselves really, really do quite want, because, the 4J is always ramping up how many staff they have at any given time. They started with something like a team of 10, and now it's like, it's hard to work out how many there is, but it's a lot more than 10. You can tell that they're always ramping up how many people they have, and they're trying to do more and more and more, because the thing is, they can only work on so many features from the PC version, because there are only so many features from there. Again, last year they got pretty much up to par the PC, then the PC releases updates, so at the end of this year, they'll finish up the PC stuff, and then they can work on their own stuff again. This is kind of their answer to the whole, like, oh yeah, so when will, we'll have servers on console? You can't have servers on console because of the way the whole thing works, but the thing is, most people go on servers just to play these minigames, so what if they build them into the game themselves, and what if they can make them, not only in a way that's, going to be better for the players, there's no, like, microtransactions to deal with, but also in a way which they're making the kind of cut from it, which I think is really interesting when you look at it from that angle. Like, this is basically them being the server for all these sorts of things, which requires more effort on their part, but then it means they can do stuff that no server ever would. There are so many game modes on Minecraft PC that don't really exist because they just wouldn't be profitable. I've spoken to server owners about it. It's like, well, if it's not making money, how can we do it? But the thing is, Minecraft console doesn't need to make money to keep the servers up. They need to keep people playing the game and keep them interested, which is why we got a minigame like Glide. The amount of effort it took to make that map versus, like, they wouldn't be able to sell anything on the PC. It means that we can get cool game modes like that, and that's why I think it's a really exciting thing for the future. They clearly want to make more, of these minigames, because, again, every year they're going to sell a season pass and every other minigame. They want to keep interest in Minecraft. That's clearly what they're doing here, and I think that just means very all-round kind of positive thing. So yeah, new minigames for console, I think there's going to be a lot more. I don't know how many we'll get a year. If I had to guess, we'll probably see 2 a year, 1 big one with the big DLC content, and 1 slightly smaller one, and this is something that really excites me, because the one smaller minigame is probably going to be the minigame we're really excited for, because if they're releasing a small minigame this year too, it's probably going to be Skywars or Build Battle, right? They're the 2 most requested minigames, and they're ones that people have wanted for a while now, but what if they just, release them after a month or alongside another update? People would absolutely love that, because if if instead of Glide coming out, it was Skywars or, Build Battle, people would be upset because, like, we don't really need this right now. But if they release it as a small thing in, like, a month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months time, people would just be like, oh, that's a pleasant little surprise. And that actually gets me excited, if I'm going to be entirely honest with you. The fact that we can have, like, oh yeah, there's going to be 2 batches of content on a year, there's going to be all the stuff that came from PC last year, or, sometimes in this case, it's probably going to be this year too. You're going to see all the stuff from, like, the last 6 or 12 months of PC stuff, and then you're also going to see the minigame stuff. So I just have a little bit of proof towards this that came from a conversation I had both at Minecon of 2015 and also, 2016, and also I had at the Battle Minigame event last year when it first came out. They said something like, we always plan our updates a year and something in advance, and they'd already planned all the way to, I think it was the halfway through 2017, back when I spoke to them last year, which makes me think they have something planned pretty soon, and if they're going to go in the same order as last year, which would make sense, again, first half for minigames and second half for updates, it makes sense that they'd be doing that again, which, again, means that we are probably going to get another minigame really soon, in addition to all the brand new glide maps we'll be getting soon, which, again, it means very good stuff if you like these minigames. I know I personally have been having a blast with them. I'm really looking forward to the brand new, glide maps when they come out, and I'm also looking forward to whatever comes next. Again, although I'd like to say before I end here, I think what would probably be preferable to most people, and I think this still could be the case, is maybe if instead of going like all the way on minigames half the year and all the way on updates the other half, why not go like minigame update, or maybe even combine the two things together? Because I really like that it only took like 3 months between TU 46 and the minigame update. I really like if there was less than 3 months between this and just a small update, and then less than 3 months between that and the next thing. I think having like at least one update a quarter is this really cool way to keep people engaged, and if there's something new coming every now and then there's always something to look forward to, and there's also always something to be playing that just kind of freshly came out. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on this whole thing, but that's also all the facts. There is there's a season pass 2 years in a row now, which makes me think there's going to be one, for as long as they're still selling copies of them. There is now people called level designers at 4J. They've made 3 minigames in the past 9 months, and also they want to keep up to date with the PC, but they also want to do stuff that the PC does in other ways, in ways better suited to the console, which is why you see certain features like the banner crafting and the firework crafting go into the console in their own way. It makes me think that they're trying to do that with minigames and allow people to have the server experience but built into the game with none of the hassle, none of the microtransactions, none of the I accidentally spent $10,000 or whatever. That's a thing that like some people say on the PC. Instead of having that like happen to you, because it used to be technically possible on the PC, instead it's like, oh yeah, here's the safe little environment. If you want to also buy some extra maps for it, that's a thing you can do. And honestly, I actually think that's a really cool part of the console. But I'd like to know your opinions on everything I've just said in the comments down below. That's just, as far as I can tell, the future of Minecraft minigames. And I hope you will enjoy the video talking about it. Like the video if you did, because it helps out the channel a lot. Lets know you do like this sort of video. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here. Also, in the background, there was probably some Skywars gameplay, maybe. And if there was, then it's just me playing on my own personal world. No, it's not like some crazy official minigame. Don't worry. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Goodbye.